is Saturday, July 18th, around 7:35 in the morning. Gonna make some coffee here and discuss whatever comes to mind. So I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing good. My summer's going well. I've been hitting the gym and getting a lot of work done for next year, which has been great. I'm keeping myself to a schedule of going into the school Mondays and Fridays in the morning to work on curriculum, and after my summer school, which goes from 7:30 to 12:30, working on curriculum after that to like 2 or 3. So I've been actually getting a lot done, which has been really awesome. Today it's Saturday, so I'm not working on curriculum at all today. But I'm gonna help Bill with trimming some hedges, because there's some overgrown hedges in his yard, I guess, and he can't trim them, so I'm just gonna do that. Shouldn't really take more than 5-10 minutes. Go to the gym today, and that's pretty much my plan. But we got the coffee going. I think I did everything. And let's put this baby on and see how it tastes in a few minutes. So I got the coffee. I did put some cream and some Splenda in it. Make it tasty. I was always looking for some non-refrigerated cream, and they have it. It's just not dairy, which is fine because it tastes the same. That's really all I care about. So I got some French vanilla cream and some Splenda in this coffee this morning. And it actually tastes pretty good. But yeah. And so I have been working on curriculum. I've gotten my early presidents stuff done, and I'm working now on Western expansion. Andrew Jackson right now. I'm also reading a couple books. The first book I'm reading is The First 4 Weeks of School, which actually is a really short book, and I've read the first 2 chapters already, and I'm taking ideas from those books and putting them on the whiteboard so I can start the school year off right. I'm a little not stressed, but I understand that this year is going to be different, teaching larger class sizes and working with 7th and 8th graders, so I want to make sure that I am fully prepared so I can have a good school year and not have to worry about so much stuff when the school year is actually going on. But yeah, other than that though, I've just finished Attack on Titan. Sorry, I can't speak. But I just finished Attack on Titan. And if you haven't seen that show, you should definitely check it out. I don't watch anime. It's probably the first anime I've watched, which is technically a lie, because when I was in college, my roommate and I watched, I think, the first season of My Hero Academia, which is the next show I'm gonna watch. I'm going to revisit that. I think the show itself is done, which is good, because I did watch Attack on Titan before, until I got to the end of how many episodes they had released. I don't know if it was the end of season 2 or season 3 or somewhere in the middle of season 3. But I quit because the show wasn't having any more episodes for years, so I didn't watch it. But then I realized that it was on Hulu, and I was able to watch it with ads, which is fine, but I was able to watch the full series from start to finish, and I would say it's probably one of the best shows I've seen. I compare it to Avatar: The Last Airbender for kids. Avatar: The Last Airbender is phenomenal. The fantasy world is creative and unique. Adults, though, Attack on Titan is like the adult version of Avatar: The Last Airbender. The show is really, really well written. They have a crazy fantasy type of world, and if I were to rewatch it, which I have been rewatching some of the episodes, it is very rewatchable because now that you know how the story unfolds, they set up Easter eggs and little things that you will notice on a second rewatch that simply makes sense. So my suggestion is, if you haven't seen it or you don't think you would like it, I would probably think if you are an adult, I think you would like it. Definitely not a kid's show. But if you are an adult, I really do think you would like Attack on Titan. It is insane, and it's insane that somebody thought of it. So if you are looking for something different, a lot of times you would watch a show and you're like, okay, I really seen this, it's just new characters. This is completely different than you've probably ever seen in your life if you haven't seen it. When I first watched the ending of it, though, I was a little not disappointed, but surprised, and I guess you could say disappointed. And I was disappointed because I thought it would end differently. I don't want to give you any spoilers, but I was disappointed because I believed it would end differently. Let's just say that. And it didn't. And I was watching that. It was like I was all in until the very last episode. And then some things were said and some things were revealed. And I was like, whoa, that is complete. That changes. It changed the whole show, right? And I was worried that on a rewatch I wouldn't be able to enjoy this show anymore because of that, I guess, reveal. And there's basically one reveal that really kind of was like, I don't know if I can enjoy this anymore if I rewatch it because I know this one thing. So because I really enjoyed the show, I was really kind of gonna look for what other people were saying and look to see if this ending made sense. And the more I read about it, and the more I think about it, and the more like analytical videos I watch about it, the more I actually like it. The more I'm like, okay, I get it. I don't think it's gonna ruin it. Hasn't. I'm rewatching it, so I don't think it's gonna ruin the show. So, when you do watch the ending, though, you will be shocked, and it is a gut punch. And it's not going to be what you expected, but I implore you to think about it more, read about it, watch, overanalyzed videos about it so that it ties into everything. And it actually is a beautiful ending, and I do mean that, a beautiful ending to the show, and that's crazy for what happens, but it is I think the perfect ending for this show, from start to finish. It seems like this is the ending that was going to be, so I would still say, even if the ending surprised you, don't let it ruin it, because it's not going to if you really think about it. And anybody who's watched the show can probably tell you the same thing. But anyway, yeah, I'm rewatching it now. My next show I'm gonna watch is gonna be a good show. I don't think it's going to be Attack on Titan level, but I think it's still going to be a good show. But today's plan is just gym. I'm going to do arms and core. And then I'm going to get this one, I guess, plant trimmed for Bill. And then there is a match between England and France today for the third place of the World Cup. I don't know if I am gonna watch it. I don't know how excited I'll be for it. I'm more interested to see who's playing or not. Like, is Harry Kane gonna play? Is Mbappe gonna play? Like, are the stars of these nations going to play for third place, or are they just gonna be like, I don't want to get injured for my league. I'm not gonna play because third place really doesn't mean anything in terms of World Cup prestige. No one really cares about third place. I'm also interested to see the coaches. There was some issues with Tuchel, the coach of England, for what everybody was calling it being that people called him, saying that he parked the bus, I guess, when England went up 1-0 against Argentina, and that he just put on a bunch of defenders and hoped that Argentina was not going to score. And then when they did score, because he used up his substitutions, he had no way, or he had a bunch of defenders on the field and used up most of his substitutions, he had no way to put on a bunch of attackers to even up the score, which is bad. So I understand the theory behind it. You're up 1-0. Let's put a bunch of defenders on the field and make sure they don't get a goal. But when you watched the game, while the defenders were defending, they never held possession of the ball. So they would defend, kick the ball out, Argentina would get the ball back, come in, attack, and it was like that for 30 minutes. I'm not kidding. It was a long time for Argentina just to have pretty much sole possession of the ball. And it was basically inevitable that they were going to get a goal, and that's exactly what they did. They scored a goal in the 80s minutes, like really close to the end of the game, and then they scored another goal in like the 91st or 92nd minute. So a lot of English fans were upset at Tuchel for what they said was parking the bus too early. A lot of them were arguing that he should have gotten the second goal, which is what Spain did against France. They got one goal, but they kept their not their defenders, but their attackers on the field, and then got a second goal, and then they parked the bus. That is what the English people are saying. Also, it was weird that these defenders never held possession of the ball. Like, did Tuchel tell them not to hold possession? You would think that if they had a chance to eat up the clock, they would do it. They would go to the Argentina goalie and see if they could hold the ball for a little bit. But they didn't. They just kept the ball and kicked it to the Argentina side, which was weird too. But that game's on at 5, so I'm going to be back in time for that. The real game, the World Cup final game between Argentina and Spain, is going to be on at 3 tomorrow, and I need to be back in time for that. Honestly, I think Spain, what everybody's saying is Spain's the better team. I'm not going to pretend like I'm a big soccer head and can point out the players and how they compare to each other. All I know is Lionel Messi, pretty much. So Spain apparently is the better team, but Argentina keeps on just winning, so I don't know how this game's going to play out. I think it's going to be a good game, though, and I'm excited to watch. Now, apparently Spain has never won a World Cup final, so I don't know who got some food shopping done, but nothing really major yesterday. So today I'm probably just gonna be going to the gym, helping out Bill, watching more Attack on Titan again. Why not? And that's pretty much gonna be it. Pretty boring day, to be honest. My friend is going sea kayaking. Lucky. It's supposed to rain a little bit today, so I should probably figure out what's the best time to go trim the hedges. But yeah, that was a quick ramble, huh? But if you can know anything about baseball too, the Red Sox are on a tear right now. They were doing great up until the All-Star break. Into the All-Star break, I should say. It's not like they stopped being great. I think they swept the Twins. I don't know what happened. I haven't been paying attention as well as I should be. They swept the Yankees. Then they think they've faltered a little bit more. But because I think they swept the Yankees, I think they gained their confidence back, like they did their job against their hated rival. So Caleb Durbin is now killing it. They got some new players called up that I need to watch some games. Need to just sit down and watch some games. I listened to Lou Merlot talk about what's going on because he'll just sum it up perfectly. But yeah, they're doing really well. I think they beat the Rays yesterday in a doubleheader. Won the first game 10-0, won the second game 3-5. Wilyer Abreu hit 2 home runs in the second game. Wilson Contreras hit a home run in the second game. So whatever happened is working, which is great because I'm going to a game on the August 31st, 21st, or 23rd. I'm not quite sure what date, but they could be in a playoff race by then, and that would make the game way more exciting if they are in a playoff race. So I don't know what's going on. Tracy, the Boston head coach, has turned this team around somehow, and I don't know why. I don't know how. I know he got some new players up, and maybe that sparked it. Now, to be honest, here's my theory. So you had Marcelo Meyer and Roman Anthony, who were like the prodigies, the stars. You had Christian Campbell, who were like the prodigies, the stars. And the one thing that Christian Campbell started to do when he was called up was he had a good first month, but then when he started to struggle, you could see in his body language that it was not very positive. He was on second base and you could see his body language was poor. Marcelo Meyer, he also seems to be not having poor body language, but he got put from third base to shortstop and started to struggle, which was weird. Apparently he was injured. Trevor Story was injured. Marcelo Meyer took his spot and started to struggle. Roman Anthony comes up, does really well, but then he gets injured a couple times. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is these superstars haven't really worked out, and that can hurt the team. That could really hurt the team, especially if you are one of those people and you don't do as well as you think you should do. You're going to be kind of a Debbie Downer, I would say, even if it's not super consciously, you're not trying to be, but that's kind of how it goes. And then when I was watching bits of the game yesterday, Caleb Durbin was going to be taken off the field for an injury, and he said, hell no, right? And he said, hell no, I'm not getting taken off the field. And no knock to the other players. makes sense, but you have a lot of young players who've been told that, any sort of tweak or any sort of, soreness or, different feeling means I have to rest and, take my time and come back stronger. Sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes you have to have somebody who is going to show grit and show like, no, I am showing up, I am doing my job, and really just kind of and kind of show like, hey, I am, I'm here to play, right? I think that has something to do with it. And I know Caleb Durbin, before he got injured, was doing well, but having him show up is good. Having a leader come in and lead is great, and that's why you need someone who is a veteran to be that leader. You cannot expect these young players who are just starting in the league be the leaders of the team. That's just not how it works. It's never how it works. No older player is going to allow that to happen. So I think it's good that they have these players, Caleb Durbin, Wilson Contreras, who have been in the league for a long time and do have that grit and do have that tenacity to lead this team in the right direction. Like, we are not giving up, we are playing every day type of deal. And I don't know if I got my point across thinking about it. I'm not knocking Marcelo Meyer, Roman Anthony, or Christian Campbell. But they need somebody who's been in the league for years, who people actually look up to and actually allow to be the leader of the team. And Caleb Durbin and Wilson Contreras can be those people. Caleb Durbin was on the Brewers, and they were great. He's finally got his footing back. I know, and going from one team to another is going to be a jump, so it took him a while for him to feel comfortable, I think, with this team. But I am happy for him, and I hope that these players, Marcelo Meyer, Christian Campbell, and Roman Anthony, it's only their first full year. I hope that they can grow into being leaders on the team. Christian Campbell, especially, body language up. They're young. They're like 21, 22. When I was 21, 22, I was not expected to be a leader anywhere. I was just having fun, right? So they are going to have to struggle with their professionalism versus being 21. And it's a crazy thing to think about, but I do hope they find their stepping. I do want to say that, taking an injury break is a bad thing. But sometimes saying, no, I'm not going to do that, which is what Caleb Durbin said pretty much, no, I am playing tonight, can